Excuse my bombastic side-eye, man, but I'm upset. I'm upset because the coonery done started and it's not even 10 a.m. yet. Y'all know by now Jerry Springer done passed away at 79 years old due to cancer, and black folks is doing what black folks do when these godfathered-in pop culture staple pass away. They call them auntie and uncle and say rest in peace. So in this particular situation is rest in peace Uncle Jerry, as if Jerry was a hero. Not only was Jerry Springer not a hero, he was a villain. Bruh, the man was a menace, right? Bro, what he did to the black community, bruh, listen, there'll be a case study done in 100 years that truly put into words exactly how destructive the Jerry Springer Show was to the black community. And unfortunately, everybody who's watching this video right now will be dead in 100 years, so we don't have 100 years to wait. So I'm gonna try to break this down within 5 minutes. The Jerry Springer Show was just the passing of the torch from Sapphire Stevens. See, the Sapphire character will portray black folks in a certain light based on the agenda at the time. Case in point, during the Jim Crow era, when black folks was marching and causing a stir, demanding basic freedoms, and the imagery online of black folks being beaten was starting to circulate, the rest of the world began to notice and began to chastise the U.S. for putting their black citizens through that much torture. So what did the power structure do? See, the power structure had an agenda, and their agenda was to have the rest of the world think that black folks was lying, right? That black folks was not being mistreated as we were trying to make it seem, that black folks was actually being treated pretty well, and that segregation and oppression didn't exist. And one of the ways the power structure tried to convince the rest of the world that segregation and oppression didn't exist was through the sassy Mammy character in these situational comedies on national television. You see, while black folks were being jailed or killed for arguing with whites, they will put these fictional mammies on national television to chastise the whites, including men, because these sassy mammies were supposed to indicate that they were accepted as members of the white family, and the acceptance of sassiness by white people on TV would imply that slavery and segregation were not overly oppressive and that people were making a big deal out of nothing, right? So this sassy mammy character was implemented in these situational comedies on national TV to pass forth an agenda. The agenda was simply to undermine the plights and struggles that black folks were going through and to convince the rest of the world to leave black folks to their misery. Now here's my question to all the Uncle Jerry lovers. Do you think it's likely or least likely that there was an agenda assigned to the Jerry Springer Show when it started in 1990? Don't even answer that, all right? Because I know the coon in your mitochondria will prevent you from answering that. I'll answer it for you, absolutely. You see, the power structure spent the entire 70s and 80s destroying the Black Panther Party, destroying any type of example of strong blackness, right? They got rid of it. They eradicated it. Then coincidentally enough, at the very beginning of the 90s, they began to air shows like the Jerry Springer Show that did nothing but perpetuate the most damaging stereotypes about black folks. They got rid of the sassy mammy character and started implementing and promoting the Pookies and Boquishas. They started implementing these ghetto characters that typecasted black folks in one specific way and convinced the masses that all black folks was acting like this. This was before the internet. So people in, let's say, Wyoming, North Dakota, Montana, their view or interaction with black folks or how they viewed black folks came from TV. So when they turn on the TV to their national daytime shows and all they see is black folks acting like Pookies and Boquishas, they are automatically going to view black folks in this manner. When you permeate certain stereotypes of black folks into the minds of white America, that trickles down into other facets of society. Because if somebody in Montana only see black folks on TV, and all they see is black folks being untrustworthy, being ghetto, being criminals, being conniving, and every other bad stereotypes and character of black folks, then they are prone to discriminate against black folks when they encounter them. Such as if a bank manager all their lives have been told that black folks was untrustworthy, then they'll probably be less likely to approve a loan to black folks, right? If somebody is hiring at their particular store and all they've been told is black folks are criminals and thieves, then they'll be less likely to hire a black person to come and work the cashier at their store. And Jerry Springer contributed to this. I think it's no coincidence that when reality rap, which is now coined as gangster rap, when that was emerging in the late 80s, I think it's no coincidence that these shows that started pushing the characters of Pookie and Ray Rays and Boquishas, that these shows like Jerry Springer's and Maury, and they started popping up much more frequently. I don't think it's a coincidence that they started popping up much more frequently when reality rap started to set in. I think the power structure understood that reality rap or a la gangster rap was captivating the youth because it was real, right? Because it was providing imagery that the youth could relate to. And they thought, man, yo, imagine what could happen if we have the youth thinking that being a Pookie and Ray Ray is cool. And Jerry Springer was just used as a vehicle for the power structure. He was no hero. He was actually a victim, right? Because there can be no good agent of an evil system. It's your boy, Poetic Flacco, man. Like the video, sub to the channel, comment for the algorithm. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.